Opening kickoff is brought to you by Bailey Mechanical. When your temperature is not quite right, call your local Lennox dealer. Bailey Mechanical, 970-522-0471. It will be Arvada to kick it off. And actually, the Bee Diggers have only 31 dressed, which is, I guess, maybe a little bit below standard. And 25 dressed for Arvada. Again, they can ill afford an injury in this one. So the Bulldogs to kick it off. The Bee Diggers have their deep men back at the 15-yard line. They're not anticipating a deep kickoff whatsoever. Let's see if it even gets there. It's high end over end. It'll be fielded at the 14-yard line. Percy Odell to his left at the 20. A seam to the 25. Then he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line. And that's where the Bee Diggers start. Starting lineup brought to you by Morgan Community College. Begin your associate degree. Get your specialized certificate. Continue your education. Visit morgancc.edu. Eric Rico, the quarterback. We'll get to the rest of the starters as the game wears along. Percy Odell in that backfield. Dylan Krob will see carries. Thatcher Queen, one of the receivers, out to the right. From, we'll call it the 28. There's the give on the left side to Dylan Krob. He's got a small hole across the 30 to about the 32 before it was cleaned up for a gain of about 4. Second down. And 6 to go for the Bee Diggers. Yeah, they just have to get off to a solid start here. Score on this first drive, and then you've got things going in the right direction. Second down and 6 to go for the 32 left hash mark. Right up the gut, running to his left, and stuck at the 35-yard line for a gain of about 3. That is Axton Haswell, the senior. And some solid tackling along the far side. Again, we don't have the complete roster for Arvada. So some of these players are not even appearing on the roster, although that was looked like a big stick there by Danny Enriquez Jimenez. Third down, and about 3 to go for the 35. Handoff, left side. Haswell spins across the 35 to the 39, maybe the 40 for a first down. Not much room there, but he was able to squeeze his way. Anthony Miller made the hit, a gain of 5 for Axton Haswell. And Brush just wants to control this on the ground. A natural turf field in Lakewood. They're at the 40-yard line. If they could hand it off 90% of the time, not 75 or 80, 90% of the time, they'll be all set. On 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. On their own side of the field. Backs are split. Rico's going to roll out to his right. He'll throw on the run. Wide open is Queen. He's got it at the 35. Along the right sideline to the 20. He's gone. Thatcher Queen, 60 yards. Holy mahungus. And on the fourth play from scrimmage, the Bee Diggers lead 6-0. Oh, he was wide open, well behind the secondary. And it was a perfect pass from Rico to Thatcher Queen. Man, that's some noise right there. The running game set up the passing game, and now the extra point to be attempted. That drive took just over a minute and a half. I mean, there was no coverage out there, and it was almost, I should say perfect, but it was on the fingertips, and Thatcher Queen, a tremendous athlete, very coordinated, brought it in. Now the extra point off the hold. Is that Jimenez holding? Nope, Landon Mesh, and that's good. That's 81, not 80. Eric Rico's got a strong leg, and it's 7-0 Brush. 60 yards. Yeah, we shot some video of that last play. We'll have it up at some point on our KSIR B106 channel on YouTube and on Facebook. So the Bee Diggers scoring just 4 plays. And the drive amassed 72 yards. Yeah, we're going to find out by the end of this game that it's going to be a great day to be a Bee Digger. 3 run plays. So I said you want to run it 90% of the time. Well, they ran it 75% of the time on that drive, but it doesn't matter. The percentages don't matter if you get into the end zone. And we're certainly on the Arvada side, as you can tell, very quiet after that touchdown pass. And Eric Rico to kick it off. A late entry for the Bead Diggers. Not Rico, but they only had 10 men on the field. Now they got their special teams unit out there. The return man back at the 5-yard line. Again, those charcoal grays for Arvada. That one is booted high and deep, and that will bounce into the end zone. As the deep man there was Anthony Miller. He does it all. The freshman quarterback, and this is the first drive of the game for the Bulldogs. Again, coming off a 60-0 victory against Lincoln, but the Bead Diggers got on the board 1 minute and 51 seconds into the game. And now it's time to play defense. The Bead Diggers showed a week ago that they've got defenders that can make plays, but they didn't have a playmaker. They really didn't have a playmaker because Jonathan Thompson went for well over 200 yards, including the 10-yard touchdown in overtime to give Yuma the 27-24 victory. This will be a shotgun formation. Anthony Miller, the quarterback, awaiting the snap, man in motion. And there is the flip, and now running to his right, and the throw on the run is incomplete. Well, check that. They had Miller out on the wide side. He got the handoff. So they had somebody else quarterback in that play, but Miller threw the ball into the ground. 2nd down and 10 to go. It was kind of like a flip forward, which almost goes as a pass. So Miller's been listed as the quarterback, and maybe he'll be the quarterback on this play, but he was lined up as a receiver out to the left. So 2nd down and 10 for Arvada at their own 20-yard line. The Bead Diggers with a 7-0 lead. 60-yard touchdown pass from Eric Rico to Thatcher Queen, who was wide open along the right sideline. Again, out of the gun. 2 receivers split to the right, 1 to the left, and the ball is loose, and a whistle. Junior Aragon lining up in the quarterback position. And it'll be 2nd down and 15, and you could pretty much hear it. We've got outstanding technology here with that microphone. And it's too bad it was a false start because the ball went through the hands of the quarterback, Aragon. It was loose back at the 10-yard line, but the play was whistled dead. First quarter is brought to you by Buildings by Design. First impressions are very important. Buildings by Design makes your vision a reality. Visit buildingsbydesign.com. Aragon is going to run to his left. Here comes the pressure. He's across the 15-yard line, along the sideline, gets a block, and he's ushered out of bounds across the 20 to the 23, showing lots of speed there. A gain of about 8. Chasing him out there was Andrew Herrera, a junior. 3rd down and 7 to go at the 23-yard line for Arvada. Yeah, the Bead Diggers want to keep the game pretty much in between the numbers. Arvada likes to spread you out and go sideline to sideline a little bit more. 3rd and 7 from their own 23. 2 receivers split each side. Aragon is 4 yards behind center, awaiting the snap. Bead Diggers backing off of pressure. Now Romero's coming in a blitz. The throw out to the right is incomplete behind the intended receiver at the 24-yard line. It looked like Cortez out there. And it was Miller that time, the quarterback. So they're kind of switching back and forth. So it wasn't Aragon. 4th down and 7. And Arvada will have to punt, and we're just over 2 minutes into the game, and the Bead Diggers already with tons of momentum off a touchdown and a defensive stand. Well, let's see if they get into punt formation. I don't think they would take a risk this early on a 4th and 7. I hope this is a quick kick. I mean, they're going to go for it at their own 23, but they're lining up like they're going for it. And this is a quick kick. High, fluttering, and it's going to bounce at the 42-yard line, take a huge Arvada roll into brush territory at the 47. So the punt goes for 30 yards. That was a little quick kick, and the Bead Diggers still have outstanding field position following that opening 72-yard drive that got him into the end zone. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday afternoon from Lakewood at Trailblazer Stadium. Tyler Carmen will be with you next Friday night when the Bead Diggers entertain Sterling, then Paul Acosta and Tyler 2 weeks from today. And because the rest of the schedule after next Friday night will be on Saturday at Fort Lupton, home to Weld Central at the Academy. Paul Acosta will be with you for the road games. 1st and 10 for the 47. Now the Bead Diggers, I believe, had a false start. A little bit too antsy for Brush. Yeah, you don't want to make mistakes, especially when you're the better team. And you've got all that mojo from the opening drive. 1st and 15 for Brush at their own 42-yard line. Middle of the field. Thatcher Queen, who caught the touchdown pass, the receiver out to the right. Certainly not a passing situation yet for the Bee Diggers. Man in motion to the right is Odell. There's the give, and the ball is loose, and it's picked up by Arvada. And this could be a touchdown along the left sideline to the 30. Cutting it back to the inside is Anthony Miller, and he's going to be dragged down at the 13-yard line. I don't know if Dylan Krob ever had it, but it came out of his hands. Holy mahungus. I mean, this is what happened to the Bee Diggers in the previous 2 games. That third quarter against Ray with 2 critical turnovers, and it looked like that was a clean handoff, but Krob just could not hold on to the ball, and Thatcher Queen made the tackle. And now with 9:28 to go in the opening quarter, Arvada's got the ball at the Brush 14-yard line, a return of about 30 yards there for Anthony Miller. From the gun. At the 14, Miller is going to hand it off to Cortez, running wide to the right. The Bee Diggers are there to make a play, and a nice job of ushering him out of bounds by Trey Romero. A flag down right at the 14, a couple of flags down. There might have been a holding penalty. That'll take it back to the 24. Let's see. Officials conversing near that 20-yard line. I mean, that's just a simple handoff that the Bee Diggers have got to execute. Holy mahungus. I mean, that was brutal. I don't believe that there was even contact when the ball came loose. This will be offsetting penalties. Defensive holding and a blindside block. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 14 once again. Well, Coach Joe Rosenbrock said that they're going to fix certain things, and that was a promise that he made. Rarely hear a coach say that, but that's how strong his convictions are. Off the Bee Digger turnover. Once again, a 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line of Brush. Bee Diggers with a 7-0 lead, 9:21 to go in the opening quarter on the 60-yard touchdown pass from Eric Rico to Thatcher Queen. From the gun, low snap, back to throw is Miller, over the middle, incomplete. He threw a laser there at about the 8-yard line. Intended again for 4-4, who we don't have on the roster. 2nd down and 10 to go. Anthony Miller's 0 for 3. Yeah, they're going to have to isolate some of their skill position players because in the middle it's pretty congested. And the Bee Diggers are there to make the plays. And so far this first quarter is going by at a snail's pace because of those incompletions thrown by Miller. 2 receivers split out each side. 2nd down and 10 for the Bee Digger 14. Cortez, the running back, to the left of the quarterback. Anthony Miller awaits the snap. Long count. And we got a delay of game. A delay of game will make it a 2nd down and 15. This is just sloppy. We've had 4 penalties already, 3 by Arvada and 1 by Brush. And we played just over 2.5 minutes. Hopefully this is not a pattern. So 2nd and 14 from the 19-yard line. Arvada with incredible field position following the fumble recovery from Anthony Miller. 2 receivers again, split out to the right, 1 to the left. Miller rolling to his right, backside pressure. He gets out of pressure, reverses his field, gets by a couple of Bee Diggers, runs back to his left, cuts it to the middle, and then he's slammed down at the 15-yard line. A big-time hit there by Eli Klein, but he made something out of nothing, a gain of 4. And it's 3rd down and 11. The Bee Diggers almost over pursuit on that play. So 3rd and 11 for the 15. I'm not sure if Arvada's got a big-time kicking game if they don't get the 1st down. But the one thing the Bee Diggers want to do with their attack, again, is shorten the game, which is not happening right now, even though they've got the advantage on the scoreboard. 3rd down and 11 from the 15-yard line. Now they're really splitting out this receiver. Short side of the field, left hash mark. 2-step drop, throw over the middle is going to be broken up. Oh, man, nearly caught at the 5-yard line. Broken up beautifully by Percy Odell. Intended for Yaheem Villegas. He's wearing a different number today, but he's on the roster. Anthony Miller is now 0 for 4, and this is going to set up a field goal attempt of 32 yards. I'm not sure if that's, no, we don't have that guy on the roster. Junior Martinez with a field goal. That's up, and that is going to be off to the right, just off to the right. He had the distance, but Martinez misses the field goal from 32 yards away. And the Bay Diggers dodge a bullet with 8:18 to go in the opening quarter with a 7-0 lead. Now just hold on to the football. That's all they got to do because, I mean, now as you get into a different part of the schedule, these are very winnable games. And you start taking care of these winnable games. I mean, this is a league game. 1st down and 10 for Brush. They place it at the 20-yard line off the missed field goal. Eric Rico under center. Backs are split. And this will be a give right up the gut and nothing there. Maybe a yard. Driven back is Dylan Kropp. They're 3 Arvada Bulldogs. 2nd down, and we'll call it, well, he squeezed out nearly 2 yards. But Brush has got to be better than that. That's the 3rd carry for Kropp. 1 resulted in a fumble. 2nd down, and 8 to go for their own 22. Maybe the passing game will shine over the running game this week. At least it has so far. Again, the back split. Rico's going to roll out to his right. He'll stop. He'll throw along the sideline. A diving attempt, and the pass is incomplete. Thatcher Queen dove at the 27-yard line, and he nearly made the catch. It'll be 3rd down and 8 yards to go, and the Bee Diggers, they do not look in sync. At that time, he was well covered by Martinez. Well, you need more than 2 and 3 yards in the running game. They did pick up a 1st down on the opening drive of the game, and then on the 4th play of that opening drive, they connected 60 yards from Rico to Queen. But even that play looked a little bit clunky. 3rd down and a long 8 at their own 22-yard line. 7.5 to go first quarter. Brush 7, Arvada nothing from Trailblazer Stadium. Rico. Again, play action. Looks to throw to his right. Wide open. Caught at the 29. It's a 1st down. Jimenez slams over a defender. And then across the 40 to the 42. A gain of about 20. And Caleb Jimenez ran that crossing pattern wide open. They've got to give him forward momentum. Come on. You can't do that. Oh, that's awful. That is awful. He was at the 42-yard line. Then he was slammed back, and it's like he did it himself. No, he was driven back. So 2 for 3, I should say, is Eric Rico. Now for 78 yards. Hopefully that opens up the running game for the 40-yard line. There's the pitch left. To the outside is Haswell with speed to the 45. A 1st down to the 50. Haswell along the left sideline is going to be taken out of bounds across the 35-yard line to the 33. A gain of 27 for Axton Haswell. And that was all about speed. And that's a great play call because the middle is being clogged up by Arvada. And the Bay Digger coaching staff decided to pursue the outside. 1st and 10, left hash mark at the 33-yard line of the Bulldogs. Rico will pitch it right this time, and speed to the outside to the 30. Haswell to the 25. A 1st down, and he's dragged down by the left leg at the 20-yard line. A gain of 13 for Axton Haswell. And that's what Brush is doing. They're going to beat him with speed to the outside because, the middle's not been as successful. And now the Bee Diggers in the red zone with 6:50 to go in the opening quarter. Up by a touchdown and looking for more. And having a lot of success on this drive moving the football. Kropp and Haswell remain in that backfield. 1st and 10 from the 20. Rico, inside handoff to Kropp, and he muscles his way for maybe a yard. Again, they're not opening up holes at all there. Just not happening. A gain of a yard. Second down. Danny Enriquez, one of the players in on the hit. Second down and 9 to go for Brush at the 19-yard line. Back split. Is this going to be a handoff? It will. A counter to Haswell. Breaks a tackle at the 15. Haswell to the 10. To the pylon. Is he going to get there? He does. A touchdown for Haswell. He snapped out of a tackle at about the 5-yard line. 19 yards away for the senior. Axton Haswell and the Bead Diggers with 5:51 to go in the opening quarter lead Arvada 13-0. That's all he needed. Just a little seam for Haswell. And now the point after touchdown from Eric Rico off the hold of Landon Mesh. Low snap. The kick is up. And that is a thing of beauty. And the Bead Diggers lead the game 14-0. So now they do have that running game going. And that's big. Because, again, they need a confidence booster. But the running game is strictly counters and pitch left, pitch right. Because Krob is going up the middle. He's got 4 carries for 7 yards. And I am not sure. I'd have to look if Jelani Thomas has been part of this offense. But we have not seen him in the game. But Haswell on that 80-yard drive, which took 2 minutes and 27 seconds, carried the ball 3 times for 59 yards. And that's a huge sign for Brush, including the 19-yard touchdown. And he's got 67 yards in the game. So Brush up 14-0. Rico with that strong right leg to kick it off. His last one landed in the end zone. And this one is high and deep, and same story. What a leg. Good 65-yard kick there. And they've got to figure things out, does Arvada. They had great field position following a Brush turnover at the 14-yard line and a missed 32-yard field goal by Junior Martinez. Kept it at a 7-0 game, a lead which the Bead Diggers have extended. So 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 20-yard line. I mean, this cannot be a better day for anything outdoors. And now I think Arvada, did they call a timeout? They did. Again, this is a team that's why you can't look at scores. This is a team that 1 week ago beat Lincoln 60-0, and now down on one of their home fields, 14-0. The Bead Diggers have had 3 possessions: touchdown, fumble, and touchdown. Arvada with a 3-and-out, and then the missed field goal I alluded to. Thanks to all of our sponsors for supporting Morgan County Athletics, including Equitable Savings and Loan. Borrow your money and do your banking with people you know and people who know you. Stop by one of their 10 locations across the plains or visit equitable-savings.com. Arvada with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line off their first time out. Boy, they can make it a short game. Can Brush if they can get off to a huge lead. Under center, there's the snap, the handoff to Cortez right up the middle. He's swallowed up. Nothing at the line of scrimmage. Count the number of Bead Diggers, including Trey Romero, who came for the outside to make the big hit. And then right there in the smack dab middle, Austin Lay, the junior. It'll be 2nd down and 10 to go for Arvada. Yeah, the Bead and Cortez, he's only a sophomore. It's a young team, too, a freshman quarterback and sophomore tailback. This time out of the gun, receivers split to the right, but there's 2 running backs, one to each side of the quarterback. Miller, he's got it. Bobbled the snap, now throws it out to his right. It's nearly intercepted. It is! Off the deflection, Eric Rico at the 20, to the 10, left sideline, 5, he's gone! Rico caught it off the deflection. It went off an Arvada Bulldog, and Rico's in from 23 yards away. And the Bee Diggers lead 20-0. Holy mahungus. Eric Rico has a touchdown pass and now a pick six. It was thrown out underneath to the right near the Bee Diggers sideline. It went off the hand of an Arvada receiver. And then Rico was able to almost tip it to himself because he didn't catch it cleanly. Now the extra point to be attempted. Rico, I don't know what happened there. He kicked it into the line. I'm not sure what happened there. 20-0 is the score. That was rather odd. It's almost either kicked the tee or the ball never got on the tee. Either way, the Bee Diggers lead by 3 touchdowns with 4:56 to go in the opening quarter. And the defense has been really good. The Bee Diggers have not allowed a first down. Arvada will have their 4th possession. And both teams have 1 turnover. Brush's turnover didn't hurt them. And off that 23-yard pick six, the Arvada turnover was obviously crucial. And now the Bee Diggers are looking to put this away early with his 20-point advantage, by far the biggest lead. In fact, leads have not been a thing for Brush, at least this big. Last week, they had an 8-point lead on Yuma with the ball in the 4th quarter. Then some terrible penalties killed Brush. They found themselves in a 2nd and 30. Couldn't get out of that drive. Yuma scored, tied the game with a 2-point conversion, went to overtime, and after Eric Rico nailed a 30-yard field goal, then Thompson scored from 10 yards out. Here's Rico again with a kickoff. This one is going to be a short one, but whistle blows. It's offsides against Brush. Well, this means we will have a return. Back deep to receiver Anthony Miller and Junior Aragon. Yeah, but Rico now kicking off with a 35. I don't think he'll get it into the end zone here. Again, you don't want to get sloppy with a 20-point lead. There's plenty of football to be played. Tons of football. You've come up with some special plays. Big plays, 60-yard pass from Rico to Queen. A pick six. Some long runs by Haswell. He booms that football high and deep, and that one is going to bounce 1 yard into the end zone. Man, I stand corrected. Whew, what a kick by Rico. So now Arvada, again with their 4th possession, down 20-0. And again, stay tuned. I have a special halftime message coming up during the halftime break. It'll be a short one, a very short and brief one, but certainly very important. Bee Diggers and Sterling Tigers play next Friday night. Tyler Carmen with you at 7 o'clock on 1010. Anthony Miller back at the quarterback position. Running backs to the left and right of the quarterback, 5 yards behind center, 2-step drop, looking to throw out to his left. The pass is going to be broken up or did he make that catch? Oh my gosh, it was a big hit by Romero, but it was caught by Junior Aragon, a short gain to the 25-yard line, and now an Arvada Bulldog is hurt. And remember, they only dressed 25 players. So, well, they're going to have to take him off the field, one of the offensive linemen. But that's the first completion by Anthony Miller, 6 yards. There to Aragon. 2nd down and 4 to go at the 26-yard line. Yeah, they needed that because the running game has been very limited for Arvada. Back to throw, pumping, looking, heaving it deep up the left sideline. Receivers out there, incomplete. Oh, man, the Bee Diggers secondary went for the fake. Aragon was open at the 46 of Brush, but it was overthrown by 3 yards. And you've got to be disciplined because we saw earlier this season where the Bee Diggers secondary made a couple of mistakes, especially against University, didn't help them. 3rd down and 4 to go for Arvada, looking for their initial first down of the game. We still have 4:23 to go in the first quarter. A slow-moving first quarter. We started on time. 30-minute first quarter, and we're still moving with plenty of time to go. 3rd and 4 from the 26. Resetting to the left, the tight end. 2 receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right. Now man in motion. And there's a fake. Carrying the football around the left side. That's a first down to the 30. Along the left side is Miller. He slams over a beat digger across the 40, maybe to the 40-yard line. They're going to say it's Villegas. No, I don't think that was Villegas. That looked like Miller. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter who it was. It's a gain of 12. And a first down. The first of the game for Arvada. Down to 4:12 to go. This time they'll be under center. Backs it an eye. Anthony Miller at the 38-yard line. Turns, and the ball is loose. Villegas tried to handle it. It's still loose, and it's still loose at about the 40-yard line. I think Arvada fell on it. The Bee Diggers are not indicating they've got the football. Let's see. No, Brush does have it. Brush does have it. Oh, man, I think it was pounced upon by, well, they're saying Austin Lay. I thought Riley Tuck came up with a football, but they're saying Austin Lay. Second turnover by Arvada, and the Bee Diggers have excellent field position at the 40-yard line of Arvada. I'm telling you. Here we go for Brush. They could have a humongous first quarter with 4:06 to go at the 40-yard line of Arvada, already up 20-0. Under center, Rico hands it off left side. Krob behind a blocker, swings it back to the outside, back towards the middle, and then he has the ball stripped away. And did Arvada fall on it? And Arvada's recovered the fumble. I'm telling you, I don't know what's going on with Krob. That's his second fumble of the game. I mean, he tried to reverse his field, but he's got to hold that football a little bit tighter. That is not good. Both teams have committed 2 turnovers in the opening quarter. I mean, there were all types of Bulldogs right there, and that's the time you have to corral the football. I'm sure Coach Rosenbrock wants to give Krob as many carries as possible so he can regain his confidence, because it's got to be shot right now. He's carried the football 5 times and fumbled it twice. To throw, Miller wide open out to the left, but incomplete over Aragon's right arm. The coverage by Levi Cox. Second down and 10 to go. I mean, Brush could really win this game in the first half if they just stay away from the mistakes. I mean, just a bad miscues. Second down and 10 to go from their own 42-yard line. The Bee Diggers have a 60-yard touchdown pass from Rico to Queen. They also got a 19-yard run by Haswell and a pick six, 23 yards by Rico. Now running to his left off the bootleg. Plenty of room to the 45. Along the left sideline to the 50. Into Brush territory. The Bee Diggers with some terrible tackling. A first down across the 45 to the 44. Somebody's got to make a play there. It just didn't happen for Brush. And the gain was 16 by Anthony Miller. Again, the Bee Diggers have defenders that can make plays, but they need a playmaker. As there was time to make that play well behind that 50-yard line. Now it's at the Brush 44 on 1st and 10. Bee Diggers in a 4-3. Miller runs to his left again behind a blocker, but that time the Bee Diggers pursued beautifully, and 2 Bee Diggers take him out of bounds for a loss of 1. That would be Trey Romero and Andrew Herrera. Second down and 11 to go. Brush played an excellent first half defensively 2 weeks ago against Ray. Top team in the state held him to 7 points. Wanted to do the same right now with his 20-0 lead. On second down and 11 to go for the Brush 45. Out of the gun. Miller looking to throw. Sets up deep along the left sideline. The pass is incomplete. Great coverage by Levi Cox at the 20-yard line on Junior Aragon. That coverage could not have been any better. Third down and 11 to go for Arvada at the Brush 45. Yeah, the only thing that's going to speed up this game is a running clock, but the Bee Diggers have got to take a 40-point lead. They're halfway there. Third down, 11 from the 45. Still 3:05 to go in the opening quarter. In brush territory, Anthony Miller, hard count. Bee Diggers are disciplined, not moving, looking over towards the sideline as Miller, perhaps for play instructions. There's the snap, three-step drop, tosses out to his right. It's caught underneath by Villegas, short of a first down, underneath to the 38, a gain of 7. But they're going to go for it, and they should. On a 4th down and 4. On that right hash mark. Yeah, that's their thing. Arvada's short passing game is what they like to rely on. So 4th and 4 at the 38 of Brush. The Bee Diggers would have very good field position if they can hold them here. Cortez, the running back, to the left of the quarterback. Anthony Miller, who is 6 yards, now 5 yards behind center. He's got the football. He pumps. He throws over the middle, incomplete. There's a pass interference. Levi Cox made contact with the receiver, Junior Aragon. It'll be a first down for Arvada. I think he tried to jump the route, but in the process did make contact, and that's a good call. So now the football is just shy of the red zone. It should be at the 23-yard line. Keeping the drive alive for Arvada on that 4th down. They'll line up along the right hash mark. 1st and 10 at the Brush 23. They already dodged a bullet off their first turnover when Junior Martinez missed a 32-yard field goal. Is Arvada going to capitalize this time? 2 receivers left side, 1 to the right. 1st and 10 for the 23. Miller in motion. This is Villegas with a direct snap. Snaps out of a tackle along the right sideline to the 10-yard line. Man, this Brush team's got to learn to tackle. I mean, they had him back at the 22, and instead he's got a first down and a gain of close to 14 at the 8-yard line.
Tackle at about the 8, it'll be 1st and goal. Bulldogs.
I mean, this is what happened last week with Jonathan Thompson running for over 200 yards. Brush facing a very good athlete, but they missed way too many tackles. Arvada looking to get on the board. 1:47 to go. In the opening quarter, Brush leads 20-0. 1st and goal at the 8. Awaiting the snap is Miller. He's got it. Fakes the handoff. Runs to his left. Bounces to the outside. And then he's taken down near the shoulder pads at the 5. And that tackle made by Andrew Herrera. A gain of 3 for Anthony Miller on the 7th play of the drive. 2nd down and goal. How about a turnover here? We've got 4 already in the game, 2 by each team. Yeah, if you're going to be a serious playoff contender, which Brush is hoping to be, you've got to win this game by a lot. A lot. You can't allow Arvada to come back. 57 seconds to go, first quarter, 2nd and goal from the 5. Miller again with a snap, looking to throw, pressure coming out to his right. The pass going to be nearly picked off. Eric Rico had it in his hands at the 2. Oh, man, and he had a lot of daylight in front of him. I think he was blinded, though. I think he was blinded by that sun because he couldn't quite see it, at least as well as he would have liked to. Oh, man, that could have gone the other way, and that would have been close to a 100-yard return. 3rd down and goal from the 5. I would anticipate Arvada running the ball. Their passing game has been limited. Watch out for Miller swinging it to the outside. On 3rd and goal, he wants to run to the outside. He's got plenty of room, and he's hit at the 3. What a stick there by Levi Cox. Oh, man. Cox got him right around the upper body, and a tremendous stick by Cox. As Miller tried to cut it back inside, Levi was not having any of it. 4th and goal from the 3. This might be the final play of the first quarter, a quarter that has taken almost 40 minutes. And it's going to take longer now. They're going to get this playoff down to 16 seconds to go. 4th and goal from the 3. Cortez, the running back, to the left of the quarterback. This time it's Villegas. Awaiting the snap. This is a long count. We're down to 5 seconds to go. Maybe they won't get this playoff. Down to 1, and they're not going to get the playoff. And that's the end of the opening quarter. It's a 1-minute break. It'll be a 4th and goal from the 3 when we come back from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. It's Brush 20, Arvada nothing on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back in Lakewood. The Bee Diggers lead 20-0 over the Arvada Bulldogs. Opening play of the second quarter about to come, and it's a big one for Arvada. A 4th and goal from the 3. The Bee Diggers already were able to make enough plays to force a 32-yard field goal attempt that was wide right by Junior Martinez in the opening quarter. The only time the Bee Diggers have not scored is when they've stopped themselves with 2 fumbles by Dylan Krob. 4th and goal from the 3. The Bee Diggers nearly jumped. Be careful. Watch that snap. Watch that ball. Receiver split out each side. Low snap. Running to his left is Miller towards the end zone. He's hit, and he scores. Hit at the goal line, but he powered his way through. 3 yards out for Anthony Miller. And Arvada scores. It's 20-6, 5 seconds into the second quarter. So that time, the turnover hurt Brush on a 4-minute and 3-second drive. And they ran 10 plays on that drive and covered 60 yards. Looks like they're going to go for 2. Yeah, I don't see Martinez out there. They will go for 2. I would assume that Miller's going to run the ball again. Miller back to throw. He's going to throw slant. It's incomplete. Man, terrible throw. He had a receiver open in the middle, but off the right hand of the receiver and way off target. So the Bee Digger lead is down to 14. I'd love to see Dylan Krob get the ball here. He knows what he's got to do. Hold on to that football. I don't remember fumbles being an issue. I have not called a Brush game except the one against Fort Morgan. But I was at last week's game doing some social media work. And then I did see plenty of the University and Ray games after the fact. I don't remember mistakes that rampant being an issue. But they can't make those in the second quarter. As well as they played in the first quarter, they need cleaner execution in quarter number 2. Speaking of the second quarter, brought to you by Sydney Regional Medical Center. Don't let an injury keep you out of the game. Learn more. Sydney Regional Medical Center at sydneyrmc.com. Haswell and Percy Odell back deep to receive. And Martinez to kick it off. The Bee Diggers already with these 20 points are the most they've had this season. We'll check that. Last week they had 24, but their next touchdown will do the thing. And this one backing up is Haswell, and it bounces into the end zone. I don't see the wind blowing really either side. There is a gust. So now Brush 80 yards away. They already had a sizable drive to begin the game, a 72-yard drive. And then off the missed field goal, they went 80 yards. The biggest play of the game, a 60-yard touchdown pass on the first drive from Rico to Queen. 1st and 10 from the 20, lining up left hash mark. The running game has only worked to the outside. Haswell with 67 yards on 5 carries. Queen, the receiver to the right. Out to the left is Levi Cox. He's now in motion to the right. Backs are split. Rico's going to roll out to his right. Toss underneath, incomplete. Not a good pass. Cox was open at the 22, but he threw it wide of the target. 2nd down and 10 to go for Brush. Yeah, I think this is going to be, this will almost be as long as an NFL game time-wise. You get the long halftime, the way it's going. I thought this would be a quick game with a lot of running, but Anthony Miller likes to toss that football for Arvada, and the Bee Diggers have put it up a few times. More than likely, this will be a running play on 2nd down and 10. Nope, a bootleg left. Rico, all types of running room to the 30, and Rico's going to slam right into a defender, put that shoulder pad into the defender. First down across the 30-yard line to the 34, maybe the 35. Eric Rico off that gorgeous bootleg, a gain of 15. And again, it's just a matter of holding on to it. First down and 10 for Brush at their own 35-yard line. Anthony Miller just scored moments ago, a 3-yarder. Bee Diggers have a different backfield in there now. Let's see, on 1st and 10 from the 35, this will be a counter to Haswell. Running to his right, a stiff arm, but he cannot break out of a tackle, and he slammed to the turf. Oh, man, he was slammed down beautifully by, looked like Miller made the play, the freshman. 2nd down, we'll call it 10. He got half a yard. Haswell's had a lot of success running to the outside, not on that play. Not even 1 minute into the second quarter, the Bee Diggers lead the Arvada Bulldogs 20-6 from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. At the 35-yard line, right hash mark, the backs are split. On 2nd down, Rico will toss it left. Haswell, speed to the outside of the 40. Haswell along the sideline is going to be taken out of bounds. He utilized the sideline as much as possible to about the 43 for a gain of 8. Austin Davis dragged him out of bounds, but it sets up a 3rd down and just 2 yards to go for Brush. Yeah, until Arvada can demonstrate that they can stop that toss sweep. I mean, keep doing it. Keep doing it. 3rd and 2 from the 43. Rico hands it off left side. That's a 1st down. That's Jelani Thomas with his first carry of the game to the 50-yard line, a gain of 7. Nice to see him get a big carry. The big man picks up the 2nd first down of the drive for the Bee Diggers. Now the Bee Diggers trying to demonstrate some ball control offense. We'll have a player of the game coming up when this one concludes. 1st and 10 at midfield for Brush. The backs are split, same formation as we've had throughout the game. Rico lost the ball. It's on the turf. He might have pulled out too early. Arvada recovers the fumble. Recovered by Noah Reed, a senior. I don't know if he ever had the ball, but that's a 3rd turnover by the Bee Diggers.
Number 79, Noah Reed, credited with that fumble recovery.
Right at midfield. This is awful. Awful. I think 2 of the fumbles have been non-contact fumbles. Man, you've got a 20-6 lead and you don't feel good about what you're doing because you've committed 3 turnovers in the first 12 minutes or 13 minutes and 45 seconds of the game. I mean, this is game number 5 already. We're halfway into the season. 1st and 10 for Arvada at midfield. They've got some new life. Miller back to throw, steps up, and then he lost control. The ball is loose, and who's got it? And I think the Bee Diggers recovered. Yeah, that's not an incomplete. Oh, no, that's not an incomplete pass. Oh, they're going to say it was an incomplete pass. The ball, his arm was in motion, but the ball came out before that. Oh, that's a bad break for Brush. It would have been recovered by Edgar Ortiz, 2nd down and 10. I can tell you that his arm was in motion, but that was an empty hand. I don't know what's happening with a football. Timeout called by Arvada. Yeah, that's not a good call. It was clear that was an empty hand because the ball didn't even move forward. It did not go forward. Kind of went sideways. So 2nd down and 10 to go for Arvada off the ruled incomplete pass from Anthony Miller. We've had 5 turnovers already in the game. Well, this explains why the Bee Diggers are 0-4 and Arvada's 1-3. I mean, you don't want to be so harsh about it, but I'm sorry, that's the way it works. Rush is definitely the more talented team, but they're keeping Arvada in this game by not holding on to the football. Yeah, Joe Rosenbrock and the coaching staff cannot be happy. It looked pretty crisp early. They had that 1 turnover and a 20-0 lead, but since then, no points and 2 more miscues. 2nd down and 10 to go for Arvada at their own, check it, at midfield. Anthony Miller is going to hand it off to Cortez, stutter stepping across the 50 and then dragged down right there. Couldn't get it any further. Ortiz made the hit, 3rd and 10. I'm telling you, this is not one of the better opponents they'll face this season. Here's the goal for the remainder of the game. No more turnovers. 0. I mean, you don't want to turn over at any point of the game, but with 3 so far, that's got to really, really come down. 3rd down and 10 from midfield. Passing situation for Arvada. 9.5 to go, 2nd quarter. Trailing Brush by 14. Miller to throw. Slant incomplete. Behind the intended receiver at the 41-yard line. A high toss. Roy Ball, the intended receiver, but again, nowhere near. And only 2 completions and 11 attempts for Anthony Miller. Decision time here for Coach Allman on 4th and 10 from midfield. And it appears, well, the Bee Diggers are sending Odell back to receive at the 20-yard line. But unless it's another quick kick, they might be going for it. 4th and 10. No, it's a quick kick, and it's partially blocked, and the ball is loose. And it's across the 25. It takes a huge Arvada roll, and they land on it at the 20. So it'll be at the 20-yard line with 9:14 to go. Yeah, clean football from here on out. I mean, that's what the Bee Diggers have got to do. There's still plenty of 2nd quarter to go. This will be a marathonish first half. Again, the scoring, a 60-yard touchdown pass on the opening drive from Eric Rico to Thatcher Queen. Axton Haswell with a 19-yard run. Eric Rico with a 23-yard interception return. Then Anthony Miller of Arvada down 20-0. 4th and goal for the 3 scored on the ground. And the ball is going to be pitched right. Axton Haswell has nowhere to run. He gets around a defender and is going to be taken down for a loss on that toss sweep. It looked like there was some confusion back there. It didn't materialize as quickly as the Bee Diggers would have liked. Calvin Stewart made the tackle. 2nd down and 11 to go from their own 19. And we've seen a couple of pitches by Rico been thrown almost behind Haswell. 2nd down and 11 from the 19. How about a big play for Brush? Rico will hand it off to Jelani Thomas, swinging it to the outside, and Thomas is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard to the 20. He's not a running back that should be running laterally, but he had no choice there. He had to run laterally to his left because there was no hole in the middle. A gain of 1 for Thomas. 3rd and 10 from the 20. I'm telling you, Arvada's gaining a lot of confidence, a ton of confidence. They feel they can come back in this game, and they're starting to do it defensively. The Bee Diggers have yet to punt because of the 3 turnovers and the 3 touchdowns. This is their 7th possession, and we're not even midway in the 2nd quarter. 3rd and 10. Rico rolls out to his right, stops, rolls again. He's going to take off with the football. Rico's going to be tackled across the 20, maybe to the 23. This will be a punting situation for Brush. 4th and 7, a gain of 3 for Eric Rico. And here comes the punting unit. Trey Romero going to get this one away as soon as he sets up. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. This looks more mental for Brush than physical. Definitely more mental. Romero standing at his own 8-yard line. I mean, all sports are, but especially in this one. Perfect snap, light rush, gets it off. This is not a good punt. It is short. It bounces at the 41, and it bounces off a beat digger in Arvada territory at the 43, a punt of 20 yards. Well, the beat diggers have got to decide to start making plays. Arvada with excellent field position, trailing Brush 20-6. I mean, this had the makings of a game that Brush was going to blow out Arvada. Even with the 3 turnovers, they had 2 turnovers and were still up by 3 scores. But then another turnover finally got to the beat diggers. And now Arvada's got it at the Brush 43-yard line with 6:58 to go before the break. And one of Brush's touchdowns has been a defensive touchdown. So that was their 6th, not their 7th possession. 6th possession for the beat diggers. 2 touchdowns, 3 fumbles, and a punt. At the 43, Miller to throw. Out to his right. Intercepted. Intercepted at the 40. Nothing but green. This is going to be Eric Rico again. Rico to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown. He caught it at the 38. 62 yards for Eric Rico. His second pick 6 of the game on an overthrow by Miller. And Brush leads 26-6. Wow. Rico again. I mean, is he going to be our player of the game already? Now let's see if Brush just goes for the extra point or for 2 after the previous extra point was botched. Now they'll go for the extra point. Yeah, Anthony Miller just with a really rough throw. 2 completions, 2 pick 6s. Eric Rico to attempt the extra point. Perfect snap. Kick is up, and did he hook it? He did. He hooked it to the left. He hooked it badly. 6:46 remaining, second quarter, and the Beat Diggers back up by 20. But that was a gift. Overthrown to Aragon, and Rico caught it and used his speed, and nobody was within 20 yards of him once he got into the end zone. Arvada will have the football again, so both teams have committed 3 turnovers. The Beat Diggers have certainly capitalized on theirs more than Arvada has. But this is tough to watch, without a doubt, with 6 turnovers in the first half. We are at the top of the hour, 5 o'clock Mountain Time. I'm John Beltran from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. The Beat Diggers lead 26-6. You are listening to 1010 KSIR, Brush, Fort Morgan, Weldona, as well as KSIR.com. We're also on the TuneIn app with Eric Rico to kick it off. And this is going to be squibbed. The ball is loose and picked up at the 30-yard line. And a seam that looks like it's Miller across the 40. He touches the ball even on special teams. It's about the 42-yard line, so good field position. And now Arvada has to decide whether they're going to start trying to commit to the ground game, because the passing game has resulted in 12 of the 26 Beat Digger points. 2 pick 6s, one from 23 yards and one from 62 yards. Both by Eric Rico. He's got a touchdown pass as well. We've had virtually everything in this game, and I mean everything. For over 100 years, Premier Farm Credit has been providing affordable, reliable, and consistent credit. Visit PremierACA.com at the 42, middle of the field. Miller, low snap, looking to throw. Pressure, right side, steps up in the pocket, throws deep over the middle. The pass is going to be incomplete. At the 20-yard line, Aragon was behind the defender, but it was slightly overthrown, and that's been the story of Miller's first half. Very inaccurate with his passing. 2nd down and 10, but again, he's only a freshman. He's going to get a lot better. He's got a live arm, a real live arm. Yeah, and it's confusing because Arvada has run the ball fairly effectively. And I have to believe this is going to be a run. On 2nd down and 10 from their own 42. He will roll out to his right, take off with a football, pressure backside, 1st down across the 50 to the 45-yard line. It's a gain of 13. Odell made the tackle. I'm telling you, I don't know why Arvada would even throw the ball. The Bee Digger run defense is very shaky, very shaky. You run the ball at this point, you're either going to be down by 20 or you cut into the lead until Brush proves they can stop the run, which they could not do last week. Then you keep running the ball. Not easy to pass against the Bee Diggers with that veteran secondary. 1st and 10 for the 45. Direct snap to Villegas around the left side, but he's tackled from behind by Herrera. Not enough speed, and Herrera had more. That's the way to play run defense. 2nd down and 10 to go. Again, if you can have a playmaker there, that would certainly help. 2nd and 10 for the 45-yard line. Lining up on that left hash mark. Arvada in Brush territory once again. What happens with Arvada, they have one so-so running play, then they automatically pass, they get impatient, and flags fly. This will be a false start. Now a 1st and 15 at midfield. If I'm Arvada, I still run the ball. I mean, if they have 2 poor running plays in a row, I understand that. But that really hasn't happened. They'll have a so-so running play or a negative, and then they'll have a big one. But they seem to panic and go with a pass play, even on the 2nd and long. Because if you go from 2nd and 15 to a 3rd and 8 or something like that, that's a lot more manageable. You're doing the Bee Diggers a favor by putting the ball up in the air, as evidenced by 12 incompletions unofficially and 2 pick sixes. 2nd and 15 from midfield. Man in motion to the right. Miller is going to roll out to his right, setting to throw towards the sideline, incomplete, not even close. He threw it 5 yards out of bounds. Austin Davis, the intended receiver. Again, the Bee Diggers secondary is really good. Rico, Odell, Cox. I mean, on that side, one side alone, you've got Odell and Rico, and Levi Cox on the other side. He's just too good. And then Landon Mesh on the other side. 3rd down. And 15 to go. They might need to take a timeout, another timeout. Looks like Junior Aragon is banged up. But, yeah, they had to take a timeout because he's up. So this is not an injury timeout. So Arvada has exhausted all 3 of their timeouts. And because of that, now the Bee Diggers with an opportunity for a stop. They've got their timeouts. There's still 4:39 to go before halftime, and Brush leads 26-6. And the big difference in this game has been Brush quarterback Eric Rico with 2 defensive touchdowns. And Arvada's got to figure out what to do. But, again, it would not be a bad idea to run it on a 3rd and 15. Because one thing has happened. They get 2nd or 3rd and long, and they become predictable, and the Bee Diggers love that. They love that. They know what play, or at least more or less what play they're going to run. Naked backfield, trips to the right, 1 to the left. 3rd and 15 for the 50-yard line. Miller looking to throw, slant over the middle, is going to be caught. Short of a 1st down, perfect pass. Odell made the tackle to Villegas. A gain of 14 to the 36. 4th and 1. Well, they're definitely going to go for it now in a 4th and 1. Are they going to run it up the middle? That's the thing. Are they going to run up the middle? Because all you need is a yard. Bee Diggers need to make a play if they're going to get the ball back after the next snap. 4th and 1 at the 36. Miller's under center. Will this be a quarterback keeper? Yes, it will. Miller at the 35. I'm not sure he got it. He's right at the stick. The Beat Diggers think they might have stopped him. Boy, this is very close. There was a push by the offensive line, and they might have to measure. I think they've got to measure this. This is really close. There's a Bulldog down. No, it looks like they're giving it to Brush. Yeah, I don't think they're bringing the sticks out. But again, a Bulldog offensive lineman is down. But yeah, the official's pointing the other way, which would give the ball to the Beat Diggers. But the chain crew has not moved at all. But I'm assuming there the Beat Diggers have the football after a gain of half a yard, or a little bit more than half a yard by Miller on that quarterback sneak. We've got 3:49 to go. This is an official's timeout for the injury. And what a job the Beat Diggers did there, piling up bodies and making sure that Arvada could not get that first down, but that's the case. Brush football at the 35-yard line. They've had two 20-point leads in this opening half, 20-0 in the one they hold right now at 26-6. We'll have some video up later on today of the first two touchdowns. Jelani Thomas, who had one big carry, or at least a sizable carry, back in the game for Brush, along with Axton Haswell. 1st and 10 for the 35. Rico is going to hand it off to Haswell, running to his left across the 40. A flag is down. He's tackled at the 45. The Beat Diggers are going to get called for holding, I believe. Would have been a gain of close to 9. Yep, it's going to be a hold against Brush. It's not a turnover, but it sets you back.
Number 80, 10-yard penalty. Big first down.
Looked like Caleb Jimenez had a piece of the jersey. It's back at the 29, so going to be a spot foul there. 1st and 17. 1st and 17 with a back split. Rico. Back to throw, rolls out to his right, pressure backside, throws to the run, pass is going to be caught. Queen at the 50, along the right sideline to the 40. Queen cuts it back, down at the 37. What a throw by Eric Rico. All types of pressure, and a gain of 34 yards on that connection from Rico to Thatcher Queen. Oh, the second time they've connected in this game, and that was a thing of beauty. And Queen can really run a pattern, and he adjusted because Rico is about to get clocked backside. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening half. The Beat Diggers lead Arvada 26-6. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. This will be Rico. Ball on his right hip. Bootleg out to the right. To the 30-yard line. Back across the field to the 25. Rico's got nothing but green in front of him. To the 10. To the 5 with speed. Touchdown, Eric Rico. A touchdown pass. 2 pick sixes. Now a 36-yard touchdown run. And Brush leads 32-6. A 1 minute and 5 second drive. And Eric Rico, a beautiful job maneuvering to his right, then back to his left. Now the extra point to be attempted by Eric Rico. Off the hold of Landon Mesh. Let's see if he kicks this one straight. Good snap, good kick. And the Beat Diggers lead 33-6, a 27-point lead. Well, they won't get to a running clock in the first half, but they could certainly do it in quarter number 3 as the Beat Diggers lead with 2:44 to go before the break. 33-6. Man, Rico's accounted for a lot in this game. The 2 pick sixes total 85 yards. He has a 60-yard touchdown pass and a 36-yard scoring run. So those plays alone have accounted for what, about 170, 180 yards. The Beat Diggers having their way here in this opening half. Again, it's not been clean, though. Both teams have committed 3 turnovers. And Rico to boot it away. We've had quite a few touchbacks in this game, but the wind is blowing against Rico here. So this one will not be a touchback. High, short, bounces at the 10. It's a loose ball. Anybody can fall on it, and the Beat Diggers have it. The Beat Diggers have it at the 18-yard line. Nobody fell on the football except Thatcher Queen. Anthony Miller let it go, and Queen fell on it. And that's another turnover. Wow. That is crazy. Nobody fielded that. And then it took a backwards roll, and Queen very alertly landed on the football at the 19-yard line of Arvada. Well, they scored with 2:44 to go. Now they've got it with 2:44 to go. I cannot believe that just happened. 1st and 10 for Brush at the Arvada 19-yard line. Rico is going to hand it off counter. Breaking it tackles Haxwell, but Haswell cannot get around his second man. He's going to be dragged to the turf at the 19, no gain. 2nd down and 10 to go. Yeah, here's the thing. If Brush cannot swing it to the outside or bounce it to the outside like they were earlier with their running backs, and Rico's going to do it himself. He just did it seconds ago. The lone receiver in on this set is Thatcher Queen in the backfield, or Krob and Jelani Thomas. 2nd and 10 for the 19. Rico handoff right up the middle of Thomas, runs into a brick wall, but he runs through that brick wall across the 15-yard line, but they're going to say his knee was down at the 15, a gain of 4. He just carried that pile. 3rd down and 6 yards to go. You don't want to waste this opportunity. You don't want to waste this. And one way not to waste it is just keep the ball in the hands of Eric Rico. Haswell checks in for Dylan Krob on a 3rd and 6 with 1:30 to go before the break, leading 33-6 at the 15-yard line for Arvada. Under center's Rico. Is he going to keep it himself? He'll toss it right. Haswell to the outside. He stutter stepped. That was a mistake. He's going to be taken down right at the line of scrimmage. You got to run. You got to run to the corner, and he stutter step. Timeout. Brush. No gain. Jaden Royball made the hit. 4th down and 6 to go from the 15. You could kick a field goal, but the Beat Diggers aren't thinking about that. At this point, you got to keep it in Rico's hands, use his legs, either throw something out on a rollout or take off with a football. 1:14 to go before the break. The Beat Diggers were up 20-0 after the first quarter. And then Arvada scored in the first play of the second quarter, 3-yard run by Anthony Miller on a 4th and goal. Before 2 touchdowns by the Beat Diggers, 62-yard pick six, second pick six of the game from Rico. And then a gorgeous 36-yard run moments ago. But now it is 4th down and 6 at the 15-yard line. Yeah, the only run you can rely on now. Even Haswell's not been able to bounce it to the outside successfully like he did in the first quarter. They're just able to track him down because they finally read that play. 4th and 6 for the 15. Odell's in motion to the right. Rico under center. Long count. Arvada nearly jumped. Maybe this will be a second timeout called by Brush. Yep. They tried to make it a 4th and 1, but Arvada was too disciplined. So they've called a second timeout. I think this time you go with a quick count, right? If the long count didn't work, go with a quick count. Another football game will be taking place, but not at the scheduled time. I'm not sure who's playing here right after, because this has been a long first half. Normally, we'd be just about getting ready for the second half now. But we still have not reached halftime. We'll have a little halftime show coming up momentarily. So it's 4th and 6 for the 15-yard line. We'll also have a feature with Ben Blecka. That'll be an extended feature. He's had his mental health features that have been outstanding every halftime of Brush Bee Digger football. So we'll have a short one from here when I make a significant announcement. At halftime, 4th down and 6 from the 15-yard line. 1:14 to go. The Bee Diggers lead Arvada 33-6. Two receivers out to the left. Odell on the inside, Queen on the outside. Thomas and Haswell in the backfield. Rico under center. Rico's going to roll out to his left, looking for a block. Throws in a run underneath. It's caught at the 11-yard line, but bobbled by Queen. And he's not going to get a first down. He bobbled it backwards. It's only going to go for actually no gain. He caught it at the 11, and then he bobbled it backwards, regained possession, and was tackled essentially at the line of scrimmage. And Arvada takes over on downs. It goes as a completion, but had he held on to it, it still would have been tough to get the first down because he needed 2 more yards, and the defender was right there. So here we go with Arvada with 1:05 to go. No timeouts, though. 0 timeouts, so they're going to take a chance. At their own 15-yard line, I figure just run the ball right now. You throw this ball, you risk another turnover. Miller wants to throw, looks out to the sideline, incomplete. The receiver slanted in. Roy ball, and the pass went the other way. Second down and 10 to go for Arvada at the 15. If they have another incomplete pass, the Bee Diggers have 1 timeout remaining. They can get the ball back. That's why I figured just run the ball, go into halftime down 33-6, and then make an adjustment. 7 turnovers in the game, 4 by Arvada, 3 by Brush. 2nd and 10 from the 15-yard line. Rolling to his right now, taking off with the football is Miller across the 20, and then tackled right at waist level by Trey Romero. Gain of 5 at the 20. 3rd down and 5. And, why did the Bee Diggers take a timeout at that point? They could have taken a timeout several seconds earlier. They take it with 44.1 seconds to go. That was confusing. They could have taken that timeout right off the tackle, but they let all that time go by, a good 7 or 8 seconds. And now it's a 3rd down and 5 from the 20-yard line. Again, we'll give you a little recap right now. Eric Rico with a 60-yard touchdown pass to Thatcher Queen to get the scoring started, 7-0. Axton Haswell, 19-yard run, made it 14-0. Rico then missed the extra point after his pick 6 of 23 yards. Anthony Miller from 3 yards out made it 20-6 as they missed a 2-point conversion. And then back-to-back touchdowns by Eric Rico, 62-yard interception return for a score, and a 36-yard run. The Bee Diggers had a chance to extend it even more when they had the ball at the 19-yard line, but only went 4 yards forward. And now it's a 3rd down and 5 to go for Arvada at their own 20-yard line. If they throw an incompletion, the Bee Diggers will get the ball back before the end of the opening half. 4 receivers in on this set. Villegas is in motion to the left, now resets. Miller, 2-step drop, passes out to his left. It's caught underneath, but it's going to be short of a first down, only a gain of about 2 to Villegas. The good news for Arvada, that keeps the clock running. They might not have to run a play. Yeah, I don't think they're going to run a play. Why would you? 4th down and 3. The Bee Diggers have no timeouts. Had that been incomplete, different story, at least for Brush. Well, we have been here for an hour and 20 minutes since the kickoff. They're going to run up to the line of scrimmage, but that seems pointless. 2 seconds, 1 second, that's going to be it. And we have played 24 minutes, what seems like 2 hours of football, with a score at halftime from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. It is Brush 33, Arvada 6. We'll take a short break, just a 1-minute break. Back in 1 minute on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. The Beat Digger Halftime Show brought to you by B&B Appliance. With over 30 years of experience, B&B Appliance can help match the appliances to your needs. Stop by at 502 Ensign Street in Fort Morgan. That's B&B Appliance, as we mentioned before the break. And we recap the scoring. The Beat Diggers lead Arvada 33-6. Now, it was back in July of 1998 that I moved from Miami, Florida to Fort Morgan, Colorado. And the first drive that was taken, my boss back then took me to Beat Digger Stadium, now named Larry Mills Field at Beat Digger Stadium. Just over a month later, September 4th of 1998, I would call my first game. The Beat Diggers defeated Sand Creek that day, 31-7. And little did we know that 13 weeks later, that is, the Beat Diggers would end up in the state championship game. But it wasn't about the winning season. It wasn't about that awesome season in 98. Just the reception, the love, the compassion for me at that time that the Brush community gave me. Back in 98, I was 33 years old. I was single, as bald as I am right now. It was overwhelming. So with the 26 years that I have spent here in Morgan County, Brush has always been my first love and will be an eternal love. So a year ago, my wife and I decided that we would move to Florida because now our kids, my 31-year-old daughter Melissa and 22-year-old son Nick, live in Fort Myers, along with my son-in-law and my soon-to-be 2-year-old granddaughter. So we started that. We made that decision about a year ago, and then a few months ago, I thought May 18th of this year, when Brush lost to Classical Academy in the state baseball playoffs, that would be my final broadcast of Brush Sports when they lost 4-1. But, of course, I was looking for other employment, not in sports broadcasting, because I love this community so much that I can't just, after a 26-year marriage, decide, okay, I'm leaving, and then I'm going to be broadcasting somebody else's games. Didn't want to do it, was looking in different areas, and I'll now be involved in another industry and moving to Tampa, Florida on October 22nd, but I will still be on the air doing sportscast and a number of other things, Greatest Hits Lunch Hour on B106. So I have thanked some people individually and will thank them here in the future as well. I won't mention any names now, but, I mean, just know that Brush is my number one love. They're the ones who welcomed me so much in 1998 before I got married in 2000, and they've always been way, way too good to me. And I'm not even sure I'm deserving of all that praise that I've been given, but I really appreciate it. I love everyone in Brush. I love all the Beat Digger fans, the players that we've covered. I've been fortunate enough to do 43 football playoff games, 40 of those from 1998 through 2015, and 36 of those were with Dave Uhrig, longtime broadcast partner of Brush Beat Digger football. So I'll certainly stay connected, but today, as I work this game with Rose Condas back at studio, is my final game calling a Brush sporting event. Started September 4th of 98, and it will end today, October 4th of 2024. And with the Beat Diggers leading Arvada 33-6, it is a great day, certainly, to be a Beat Digger. So I love you all. We still have a second half of football to go. May God bless all the Beat Digger fans in the city of Brush, Colorado. We'll take a break, and we'll come back with Ben Blecka's halftime feature, Brush 33, Arvada 6, on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. John Beltran back with you from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. We had to, unfortunately, cut off that feature. Excellent feature from Ben Blecka. The mental health features he's done throughout the course of the entire season that he'll continue to do. The Beat Diggers lead Arvada 33-6. Eric Rico to kick it off, and 258 total yards for Brush unofficially, 123 for Arvada. One of the stories in this game, 7 turnovers. The Beat Diggers have committed 3, all fumbles. Arvada with 4. 2 of those were pick sixes, interception returns for scores, 23 yards and 62 yards away from the junior Eric Rico, who will kick it off, kicking to the side where the ball's not traveling as much, including this one high and short, and fielded at the 16-yard line to the 25, along the left side to the 40, and a big seam across the 45 to the 47. It's a return of about 31 yards. Jaden Jessup
Arvada will begin the drive.
with a big return for Arvada. So the Bee Diggers special teams broke down a little bit there before the play was made. But how does this team rebound offensively with a passing game? Anthony Miller is 2 out of 18 unofficially for 3 out of 18 for 35 yards and 2 picks. Got to do a lot better than that, especially down by 27. The Bee Diggers looking to make this a short second half and get it to a running clock. On 1st and 10 from the gun, naked backfield. Cortez is the receiver to the right. So more than likely this will be a passing play. Rolling to his right, Miller wants to take off with the football, but dragging him down 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, throwing him down like a rag doll is Eli Klein. However, they're going to call a horse collar. I believe he got inside the jersey. 2 flags were thrown at the point of the tackle. Klein with tremendous penetration, but that looks like a horse collar.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Defense.
And now that's going to get the ball in brush territory. Man, what an athletic play by Eli Klein, but just a little bit too high. And once you get even a finger inside the top of the jersey, that's going to be flagged for 15. First and 10. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line. Low snap. Miller looks to throw. Pressure up the middle. The pass is going to be caught. First down at the 26. What a throw. Villegas made the catch, a gain of 12. That's a tremendous pass. That's the best pass that Anthony Miller has thrown, only his 4th completion of the game, with the ball at the 26-yard line. And Arvada, just like that, with a big penalty against Brush and that 12-yard pass play, threatening to get back on the scoreboard. The only score for them, a 3-yard run by the quarterback Miller on a 4th and goal at the 3 in the second quarter. Again, empty backfield, trips to the right, 1 to the left, man in motion to the right. There's a flip forward to Cortez, tries to swing it to the outside. He's thrown for a huge loss at the 37-yard line. Unblocked was Austin Lay, and he used a wrestling move to bring him down to the turf. A humongous loss. He could not get around Austin Lay all the way back to the 36-yard line, a loss of close to 10. 2nd down and 20. What a play by Austin Lay. That's what a playmaker looks like, no doubt about it. There's making plays, and then you've got playmakers, and that's what he did there. 2nd and 20 from the 36, passing situation now for Arvada. Although I would suggest try to run the ball and make it a 3rd and about 12 or 13. Miller to throw, pressure up the middle, pass to the right is nearly picked off. Haswell could have gone all the way. He cut off the receiver beautifully, but he dropped it at the 32-yard line. If not, he would have gone all the way for a touchdown. It would have been the 3rd pick 6 of the game. That is the definition of jumping the route. 3rd down and 20 for Arvada at the Brush 36-yard line. 10:18 to go, 3rd quarter. The Bee Diggers looking for their first victory of the season, lead 33-6. Tight formation, 1 running back to the right of the quarterback, 5 yards behind center. Bee Diggers nearly jumped. Looks like Romero might be coming at a blitz from the right side. On 3rd and 20, quick snap. Miller back to throw. Look, steps up, throws to his right, incomplete. Towards the sideline, a high throw. Rico defending the receiver very well. Villegas at the 32-yard line. A lot of pressure. The Bee Diggers look like they're a little bit more determined to play some hard-nosed defense in the second half. They've made some big plays. It'll be 4th down and 20 to go. And Anthony Miller is now 4 out of 21 passing with 2 picks. But they're going to go for it because they're fairly deep into Brush territory. You know, I think setting up a screen with the pressure Brush is bringing, if you set up a screen and the Bee Diggers overcommit, that's the only thing I think that would work for Arvada. Trips to the right on 4th and 20. Miller rolls that way. They're not going to set up a screen at all. Deep over the middle, wide open, but it's underthrown. At the 8-yard line, Aragon was wide open. and he underthrew it by 2 yards. The Beat Diggers have it. Wow. What a break for Brush. Aragon got behind the defense, but Brush will have it at their own 36-yard line. Time to go to work. It would be so sweet to get to a running clock in that fourth quarter. I mean, I mentioned the first game I ever did, September 3rd of 98. Brush won 31-7. This is almost a similar score at 33-6. At the 36-yard line, the backshore split. Rico under center. Hands off to the deep back. Thomas, a huge hold to the 45. He bowls over a defender at the 50. And Arvada territory at the 49. First down, a gain of 15 for Jelani Thomas, his biggest carry of the game for the sophomore running back. Oh, man. I don't want to get in front of that guy, even when he's running off the field by himself. What a horse. He ran right through that defender for Arvada. At the 49, there's the give to Dylan Kropp. He's got a hole across the right side. He carries a defender across the 40 towards the 39, and he's corralling that football after those 2 miscues in the opening half, short of a first down, a gain of 9, and now the Beat Diggers are even blocking more effectively along the front line. Second down and 1 to go for Brush. 9:16 to go in the third. The Beat Diggers lead 33-6, but looking for more on that right hash mark. And 2nd and 1 opens up all types of play possibilities, although they could simply run it for a first down, as they do here with a deep back. Kropp breaks a tackle to his left, tackle from behind, but a gain of 9 to the 31 on that counter play. Second consecutive 9-yard game for Dylan Kropp. He had 7 yards and 2 fumbles in the first half, 2 carries for 18 yards. That's a brand new ball player in the third quarter. With the ball resting at the 31-yard line, temperature dropping a bit, but it's still, what an incredible day. Feels more like August 4th instead of October 4th. 1st and 10 at the 31. The drive started at the 36-yard line after the Beat Diggers held Arvada on downs. Rico on the counter to Haswell. Big hole to the 25, to the middle to the 20, to the outside, a stiff arm to the 10. Haswell still going to the 5. Goodbye, Axton Haswell. Hello, touchdown. 31 yards for Haswell. He's over 100 yards in the game. His second touchdown of the game, and the Beat Diggers lead 39-6. Holy mahungas, that stiff arm at the 10 was really effective. It separated him from the defender, and there was no stopping senior Axton Haswell. And now the extra point to be attempted by Eric Rico, a junior. Mesh puts it down. The kick is up. Yes, sir, right down the middle. And the Beat Diggers lead 40-6. A 34-point lead, a touchdown without an Arvada score would get this to a running clock. As the Beat Diggers made an impact both defensively and now offensively. A 65-yard drive. It ends in masterful fashion with that run from Axton Haswell, 31 yards away. Man, you got to love that. And how about Dylan Kropp with those 2 9-yard runs, and Jelani Thomas? I mean, that was just running, and more running. And that's Brush football. It doesn't matter whether the team is just 1-4, which they will be after this game, or a state championship team. Although Eric Rico in the opening half threw for 114 yards, including a 60-yard scoring pass to Thatcher Queen. Rico to boot it away. Line drive, high and deep. Fielded by Aragon at the 5, straight ahead to the 15. Stutter steps to the 20, gets around defenders, and he's down across the 25 to the 27, a return of about 22 yards. Alisad Acosta, a junior, was around the football. River Hodgson as well. It's nice to get those players in on special teams, those underclassmen. They get fired up to be on special teams because they don't get a lot of playing time otherwise. But they could in this game if we do get to the running clock with the Beat Diggers up by 34. 1st and 10 for Arvada at their own 28-yard line. How about another pick six? Eric Rico's got 2. They nearly had another one with Haswell moments ago. Miller to throw. Backpedaling, throws off his back foot. That's going to be intercepted by Mesh at the 44. Mesh to the 40, and then he's tackled around the shoelaces at the 34-yard line. A deep pass, and Landon Mesh playing center field with a pick. 5th turnover by Arvada. And the 3rd interception by a Bead Digger. And you know, Landon Mesh has got great hands. He's a baseball player. So now the Bead Diggers with an Arvada Bulldog down with 8 minutes and 6 seconds to go in the 3rd can put this one away, at least in terms of getting that clock running, because it's already a solidified victory for Brush. And this is a team in Arvada that beat Lincoln last week 60-0. They did suffer some one-sided losses, had some personnel issues earlier this year. They had to forfeit a game, and a forfeit goes as a 2-0 setback. But they were able to gain some confidence, and head coach Joe Rosenbrock told me before the game, if we want to be a confident team, we've got to win a game. Doesn't matter who it's against or even by how much we win. But I think once the Bead Diggers took the field today with all the success they had when they were holding on to the football, they knew they had to win this game by a large margin, which they have right now. The second unit, I'm sure, would come out if they score a touchdown. It would rest all their starters after this, but right now, Rico and the offense is out there at the 34-yard line of Arvada. 8:06 to go in the 3rd. 1st down and 10. Haswell and Jelani Thomas are in the backfield, middle of the field, in between the numbers. Rico, handoff, Thomas, right side of the 30. Thomas gets loose across the 30 to the 25, a gain of 9, just running hard for Jelani Thomas. And I'm telling you, this offensive line has come to play in this 3rd quarter. They are opening up holes. Percy Odell will check out, and Levi Cox just back into the game, a 2nd down and 1 from the 25-yard line of Arvada. Again, Tyler Carmen will be with you next week. Big game against Sterling. The Bead Diggers will be 1-0 going into league action for that one. Sterling playing tonight against the Academy. 2nd and 1 from the 25. Right up the gut. Thomas, 1st down. He's grabbed around the waist and taken down to the turf at the 20-yard line. How about Jelani Thomas picking up some valuable yardage for the Bead Diggers?
Bead Diggers at the 20.
Now the Bead Diggers are in the red zone. This 3rd quarter brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. One-stop shopping certainly does exist. Gas, food, and all your travel accessories off I-76 and exit 66A in Wiggins. Stubbs Gas and Oil from the 20, 1st and 10. Rico rolls out to his right, gets a block from Haswell, throws underneath, incomplete, into the ground at the 12. Oh, he had the receiver wide open, but just didn't get enough on it. And not sure who the intended receiver along the far sideline was. That's that Odell over there. But yeah, he had him open, a very well-run route, and one of the few errant passes that Rico has thrown all season. He's pretty much on target. 2nd down and 10 for the 20. Eric Rico does have a 36-yard scoring run. The Bead Diggers have gotten loose. Once they get into that secondary, Haswell with 19 and 31-yard scoring runs. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line of Arvada, leading by a 40-6 count. There's the bootleg right. Rico to the outside of the 15. Rico to the 10. He's grabbed around the waist. 1st and goal for the Bead Diggers. Right at the 10-yard line. And Eric Rico, who hides that football well. He conceals it very well. And he fooled that Arvada defense for a little while until the defender caught up on the far sideline. They'll actually give him a gain of 11 to the 9. At 1st and goal for Brush. The Bead Diggers might score more points in this game than the other 4 games combined, the way they're going. At the 9, Eric hands it off. Thomas up the middle, touchdown, untouched. Holy mahungus. I'm serious, untouched. Straight up the middle. It's like they said, hey, just have it. Just have it. Jelani Thomas from 9 yards out, and the clock is now running. The Bee Diggers lead 46-6. Nice to see Thomas get into the scoring column. So he's got a touchdown run. 1 from Rico, 2 from Haswell. Couple of pick sixes, 60-yard pass from Rico to Queen. That's a 7th touchdown of the game. The extra point is right in between the uprights. 5:40 to go with a running clock. The Bee Diggers lead 47-6. Love it. That is a thing of beauty. We thought that was a possibility in the first half, but too many turnovers. Now Brush has played crisp, clean football in this third quarter. And just like that, 2 more touchdowns, and they lead by 41. So the next 17 minutes will not be interrupted unless, well, there will be a change between quarters, so that's a 1-minute break, unless there's a timeout or an injury. What seemed like was going to be about a 2.5-hour game will be closer to 2 hours and 10 minutes, or maybe even further than that. The first half went on forever. Eric Rico to kick it away. And see, they scored this touchdown over a minute ago, and now we're getting the kickoff, fielded at the 12-yard line to the 20, running right, and smothered as Jaden Jessup. Man, 3 or 4 Bee Diggers. That wasn't one. That was a stampede of Bee Diggers to make the play. And again, along the far side, but even a couple of players who are not on this roster. A 35 was in there to make the tackle for Brush, but very impressive. And you still got Brush starters out there. It's probably because it's the third quarter. And also keep in mind, Brush only has 31 players dressed. So they don't have a ton, but I would think that Coach Rosenbrock would go to the second unit coming up here, at least in the fourth quarter. Still have 3:45 to go in the clock running. And the Bee Diggers well over 300 yards of offense at 2:58 unofficially at halftime. 1st and 10 for Arvada at their own 24-yard line, left hash mark. 5 yards behind center. The pass out to the right is caught for no gain. Eric Rico tackles Roybal, maybe for a gain of 1 actually, to the 25. Rico read it perfectly. Eric Rico's played one heck of a game. We might have to have co-players of the game here, but Rico certainly would be at the top of the list without question. I mean, you have a touchdown pass, a touchdown run, and 2 pick sixes. There's little debate at this point, even though other Bee Diggers have contributed nicely. 2nd down and 9 from their own 25. There's the handoff to Cortez, swinging it to the outside. He's got nowhere to go. Thatcher Queen is out there, and Thatcher Queen ushers him out of bounds. And he was still able to squeeze a couple of yards, maybe a yard out of that. That's it, to the 26. Outstanding speed by Thatcher Queen. 3rd down and 8 to go. Again, the clock is running, and it will continue to run even though he went out of bounds because of the 40-plus point rule. With Brush up by 41, 2:15 to go. It's 47-6. 3rd down and 8. Anthony Miller, the quarterback, 5 yards behind center. Has the snap. Play action. Looks to throw deep up the right side. The pass is incomplete behind the intended receiver, Roybal, at the 49-yard line. Defended by senior Alex Frank. 4th down. I mean, they have nothing to lose if they go for it, but then Brush will be 26 yards away. So I would think they're just going to punt this thing. And we still have at least a couple of plays to go in this third quarter because we got a minute and a half remaining on the clock. Bee Diggers softball team has 3 regular season games remaining. They lost yesterday to Sterling 8-1, but they picked up 12 hits. That's a young team, a good young developing team, but with a lot of youth. On 4th down and 8, they're going for it now. A flag goes flying. Well, because of that flag, now we're at a minute to go.
Prior to the snap, encroachment, defense.
Well, there you heard it. The Bee Diggers with an offsides penalty. So that 4th and 8 becomes a 4th and 3. Well, Brush doesn't want to be that aggressive. I mean, they are up 47-6. You don't have to jump the snap at all. Well, this will be the final play of the third quarter because we still have enough time to get off one play, but not a second one. 4th and 3 for Arvada at the 31-yard line. The Bee Diggers have scored the only 2 touchdowns of this third quarter. Axton Haswell from 31 yards out, and Jelani Thomas, a 9-yard run right up the gut. 4th and 3 from the 31. Miller, shotgun. Bee Diggers jumped again. You got to be kidding me. Come on, guys. That is not good. That is not good. Just gave him a first down. I'm going to say this again. Don't get sloppy just because you have a lead. Those habits carry over, unfortunately. 3 quarters complete, but the Bee Diggers are in control. It's Brush 47, Arvada 6. A 1-minute break on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. On the first play of the fourth quarter, 10-yard completion from Miller to Ethan Villegas. Now it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Hand off to Cortez. Stutter stepping right back to the middle. Breaks out of a tackle, but not a second. And he will be swallowed up at the 49. And a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 to go. And the first man in on the hit for the Bee Diggers, Jose Ortega, a sophomore. 2nd down and 7. Yeah, we do have a second unit is out there for the most part for Brush. At the 49-yard line. Anthony Miller now under center with a backs and an eye. Let's see if this goes to Villegas. This will be a handoff to Cortez. Again, Stutter stepping back to the middle. Now to his left, a first down. Bee Diggers missed a tackle across the 45 to the 41.
Tackle made by number 2, Alazar Acosta.
A gain of 9 for the sophomore running back, Miguel Cortez. And they're just running their offense. They know the game is lost, but they want to stick with their offense under a running clock, under 10 minutes to go in the game. The Bee Diggers with 7 touchdowns today, 5 offensively and 2 defensively. Lead 47-6. There's the snap to Miller, looking to throw. Pumps, heaves it deep up the left side, wide open, caught by Aragon. Touchdown. Touchdown, 41 yards. Aragon was wide open. And it's now 47-12, and they're going to have to stop the clock. A Bulldog is hurt at the 43-yard line. Is that the quarterback? Let's see. Yeah, Bulldog is hurt out there. I'm not sure who that is, but you don't want an injury this late in the game either. But he's flat on his stomach. And this looks like a lower leg injury. Well, I hope that's just a cramp, but it doesn't look like a cramp. I don't know how serious it is. This is the first significant injury of the game. And keep in mind, if it gets under 40 points, it's still a running clock. Once you get over 40 with the lead. All right, now it looks like the injured player is trying to get up on his own. That's not the quarterback. It's going to be an offensive lineman. That is Danny Enriquez. Looks like a left knee. And he's being assisted off the field, but thank goodness it's not any worse than that. So now the clock will restart here once the officials signal that. And this will be a 2-point conversion for Arvada. Again, you only stop the running clock for an injury or a timeout. No, why are they not starting the clock? Do they not know that's God, these guys got to. All right, 2-point conversion. Miller looks to throw, tosses to his left, incomplete. They got us there. Now they're starting the clock. And the clock is not stopping. So here we go, 47-12. The 2 touchdowns by Arvada. Anthony Miller with a 3-yard run, then his 41-yard touchdown pass to Junior Aragon. And quite frankly, if the Bee Diggers pick up just 2 first downs, they won't have to give the ball back. And that'll be it. That's the disadvantage of the running clock. You get the second team players into a varsity game, but they're not on the field for a long time. Case in point, the 2-point conversion happened with 9:37 to go. And now we're almost at 8:40 to go. And we still haven't kicked it off, and Arvada's not even on the field yet. But I'm sure we'll have a new quarterback and new running backs in there for the Bee Diggers. So Arvada gaining just a little bit of confidence going into their next game, but this game has belonged to Brush since the beginning. On the 4th play of the game, Eric Rico found a wide open Thatcher Queen who made a gorgeous catch, and he could have backpedaled into the end zone. He caught it about the 35, literally could have backpedaled. That's how open he was. Junior Martinez to kick it off for the Bulldogs. Man, this touchdown was scored. I'm telling you, the 2-point conversion was scored took place with 9:37 to go. Now we're at 7:45. The guys were just wasting time. It should be 1 minute in between the 2-point conversion and the kickoff. Even the NFL gets a little bit quicker than this. Excuse me. So Junior Martinez runs up to the football. Are they going to squib this thing? No, this will be a short kick along the sideline, fielded by Odell to 17, utilizing the sideline to the 30, still on his feet. And then he's going to be ushered out of bounds across the 40 to the 42, a return of about 25 yards. Nice return by Odell, utilizing the short side of the field. They do have time for a scoring drive, without question. Under 7 minutes to go in the game. But again, even the Bee Diggers are taking their time. The Arvada defense is on the field. The Brush offense is still on the sideline. And at some point, the official will initiate the play clock, but he's waiting till that Brush offense is on the field. Yeah, this is a brand new unit. Well, not all of them. Trey Romero is the quarterback, the senior, with 2 fresh running backs. 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line. The back split. The Bee Diggers lead by 35. Romero's going to hand it off right up the middle for a gain of about a yard or 2. Just a quick hitter to Anthony Lopez, a sophomore, before he was tripped up. 2nd down. That's a short 9 to go. Got to the 43.5. And Trey Romero's somebody who's got a live arm, but they're not going to throw the football with this lead. No way. They just don't want to give the football back to Arvada, because if they do, that means they didn't generate any first downs. 2nd down, and we'll call it 9 for the 43. Brushers on their own side of the field. Will Lopez get it? Yes, he will. On the counter, running across the 45 to the 47. Nice run, picked up 4 yards in a play. He was tripped up over there by, looked like Villegas might have made the tackle. 3rd down and 4 to go for Brush. Make it 5 at the 47-yard line. Now we're under 5 minutes to go in the game. The Bee Diggers will win their league opener, and then they've got to build on that momentum next Friday night when they host the Sterling Tigers at 7 o'clock. That'll be their final Friday game of the season. The final 3 are all on Saturdays. Romero will keep it himself on the bootleg left, but he's got nowhere to go. He's going to be wrapped up. He didn't fool anybody. He's going to be taken for a loss, taken down at the 45. He's a big guy, but there were too many guys in there for Arvada. Now Arvada calls a timeout with 4.5 to go. So they're going to get the football back, and they still have 2 timeouts remaining. I mean, quite frankly, that's a good timeout. You know, you don't let that clock run. But it could allow the Bee Digger defense to make a play. And maybe, who knows, they've got 3 interceptions in the game. 2 by Eric Rico, 1 by Landon Mesh. The 2 by Rico went the distance, a 23 and a 62-yard interception return. Mesh has got them into Arvada territory. So the Bee Diggers will be punting the ball away in a 4th down and 7 from their own 45-yard line. And they do have to improve the punt game a little bit. Trey Romero did not have a good punt earlier, and he's got a solid foot. But how about this? Coach Rosenbrock says we're going to go for it. And they might even throw the ball. 4th down and 7 at their own 45. Romero is going to roll out to his right. He's got pressure coming, has to get rid of it, throws off his back foot. That's going to be incomplete. Nothing he could do there at the 39-yard line. So much pressure. Jesus Lechuga, a sophomore, the intended receiver. Now, Arvada should call another timeout. They should call another timeout because all this time is going to run off the clock. Yeah, Romero, he underthrew it, but there's nothing he could do. He was rolling to his right. He's a left-handed thrower, and he was getting all types of pressure. I'm surprised Arvada didn't call a timeout there. Again, that incompletion was 45 seconds ago. They could have saved all that time, and now they're on the field. At the Bee Digger 45-yard line. The Bee Diggers with a 47-12 advantage. Another high school football game will be taking place probably 7 o'clock. I don't have the schedule on me. It has nothing to do with this particular game in terms of the teams playing. Miller awaits a snap. Long count. Has the football. Looks to throw. Deep up the right side. It's incomplete. Out of bounds. Well behind the intended receiver. That might have been Christian Strohmeyer with some tremendous coverage out there. 2nd down and 10 to go. Might be Strohmeyer as well. 2nd down and 10 to go for Arvada. And now Miller's hurt. He's going to be taken out of the game. He's coming off the field, but they're still not calling a timeout. He took a shot in the midsection. They've got to send out somebody else. Jaden Jessup looks like he'll be the quarterback, and Miller's done for the game. Now we're down to 2:22 to go. 2nd and 10 from the 45. Maybe this will just be a running play. Now Jessup wants to throw. Rolls out to his left. Pass towards the sideline is incomplete. Nearly caught by Villegas. Pretty good throw off his hands at the brush 39. 3rd down and 10 yards to go. If no timeouts are called, I think we're looking at maximum 3 plays remaining in this game. So 3rd down and 10 to go for Arvada. It was 33-6 at halftime. By the way, this 4th quarter brought to you by Rudy's Tires, 9 locations across Northeast Colorado. Visit rudystires.com for more. They do outstanding work. 3rd down and 10 from the 45-yard line. Here's Jessup again. High snap, looks to throw, tosses out to his right. Underneath, incomplete. A diving attempt. Might have been Roy Ball at the 42. Well, the Bee Diggers stop them here. They're not going to even take the field on offense because we have 1:12 to go in the game with the clock running. All we'll do for the postgame, we'll keep it right here for the postgame and recap the scoring. The Bee Diggers with under 350 yards of offense. Didn't have much in the second half because of the running clock to give them a 41-point lead, which is down to 35. 4th down and 10. And now Arvada calls a timeout with 51 and a half seconds to go. So they've got one remaining. Yeah, next week is going to be the tough game. I mean, they're all going to be tough, but Sterling is good. Sterling did struggle against Platte Valley in a recent game, but that Brush-Sterling game in Brush, that's going to go down to the wire. That's a heck of a game. Then you look at the final three. Fort Lupton, Weld Central, and the Academy. Very, very winnable games. In other words, even though you've got to win those final three games, the teams playing next Friday in Brush and Sterling, that could be for the league title. I know you don't say that in week number 2 of league play, but I think those are the two most talented teams. Harrison Chisholm's got a developing team there at Weld Central. And then Fort Lupton and the Academy, the Bee Diggers normally have better programs than those two schools, so you can't take anything for granted. Remember, the Bee Diggers got sloppy in the first half with the 3 turnovers. Any of that sloppiness against a better team could put them in jeopardy when it comes to winning. 4th and 10 at the 45-yard line for Arvada in Brush territory. Deep drop for Jessup. Pressure coming, rolls to his right. He's sacked. Oh, man, taken down to the ground. That is Jelani Thomas at the 43, slammed into the turf for a loss of 7. Actually, a loss of 12. And that's going to be the game. The Bee Diggers will be taking the field on offense, but there's no reason to run a play. And that'll be it. That should be it. As Brush has won this game, 47-12. The postgame show is brought to you by Advanced Agri Solutions. Water is the key to your crop success. Advanced Agri Solutions has year-round and seasonal probes that will help make sure you have the right amount of water. Call Dusty or Roxy McCormick, 970-571-2024. The Bee Diggers on the 4th play of the game. A 60-yard touchdown pass from Eric Rico to Thatcher Queen made it 7-0. Then Axton Haswell scored from 19 yards out to make it 14-0. And keep in mind that at one point I mentioned in the first half after Brush committed 3 turnovers, the goal, and this was 14 minutes into the game, the goal was not to commit a turnover the remainder of the game. The Bee Diggers did just that. They played perfect football after that in terms of not committing turnovers. Anyway, getting back to the scoring. 23-yard interception returned by Eric Rico. PAT was no good. It was 20-0. Anthony Miller in a 4th and goal from the 3 scored, and that made it 20-6. But the Bee Diggers would make it 26-6 on Eric Rico's second pick 6 of the game. That came from 62 yards away. And then they made it 33-6 before halftime. As, let's see, 33-6 before halftime. Axton Haswell then from 31 yards out. Oh, Rico from 36 yards. That's how they were able to score again. That was his only rushing touchdown of the game. Haswell from 31 yards out, and then they went to a running clock when Jelani Thomas ran it right up the gut from 9 yards out. Anthony Miller did counter with a 41-yard touchdown pass to Junior Aragon, but the bottom line, the Bee Diggers win by 35. 1-0 in league play, 1-4 overall. Arvada's 0-1, and they are 1-4 on the season. The Bee Diggers are having a big team huddle near the end zone, because this would be a great opportunity if we get Coach Rosenbrock over here, but I don't know if that's going to happen here, because you've got another football game that will be taking place, and fans are filing out and other fans are filing in. But here's the thing. The Bee Diggers can beat Sterling next week. Tyler Carmen will have a nice conversation off a 2-game winning streak if they can beat the Tigers, and that'll be next Friday night at 7 o'clock. on 1010 KSIR. Brush and Sterling, Tyler Carmen will be in the call. Eastern Colorado Insider precedes the coverage at 6:30. Keep in mind the Colorado Prep Scoreboard Show tonight with Kevin Schaefer at 9:30 right here on 1010 KSIR. Well, have a great weekend. God bless everyone. And what a day it was. A great day to be a Bee Digger. For our sound engineer and producer, Rose Condis, I'm John Beltran. The Bee Diggers pick up their first win of the 2024 season. They defeat the Arvada Bulldogs from Trailblazer Stadium in Lakewood. Brush 47, Arvada 12. And you heard it right here on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.